In this video, I'm going to show you that 5-step framework you can follow that will help you create killer videos to help blow up your business. And I'm going to illustrate it by showing you how when I followed this 5-step framework, I was able to create this video. Currently, in 8 months' time, sitting at 4.5 million views in less than 8 months. But more important than that, it also generated me over $26,000 in ad revenue, and more importantly, over $75,000 in new client signups for my law firm. Why did this video do so well? Simply put, I followed these 5 steps. So let's begin with step number 1. Find a topic you have a competitive advantage in. Look, if you own a business and you offer services that provide solutions for people who have problems, you have lots of topics you can talk about. In this video, I identified a topic through research on YouTube of other channels within my niche where I found that the audience had a lot of interest in it and it outperformed other types of topics. More specifically, I found through research that law enforcement and guns, the interaction of those two, consistently had more engagement, it had more comments, it had more likes, and more importantly, it had more views. I also knew that being a criminal trial lawyer made me uniquely qualified to talk about this subject, which gave me an unfair advantage. So here is what is key. Find a topic that also happens to be a service that your business provides. Then I want you to consider the 80-20 principle. Generally, 20% of your services for your business will likely make up 80% of your revenues, give or take. At the criminal law firm that I own by the name of Hampton Law, we represented a lot of people who had been charged with possessing a firearm. So this topic was perfect. I could now focus on a topic that consistently outperforms other topics in my niche that I knew I could provide a strong take on, and if I couple that with my experience and my knowledge as a trial lawyer, I knew I would now have an unfair advantage. What does this add up to? It adds up to step number 2. Build out your idea and now differentiate yourself. Just because you have a great idea doesn't mean you have yet framed that idea into a winning video. You must now take it one step further. What is the angle you are going to take in order to create curiosity, fear, or shock so that your video now becomes irresistible to your viewer? My angle? A 20-minute video about 5 tips whenever cops want to see your guns. My unique perspective is that I own a law firm, I have handled thousands of cases addressing exactly this issue, and there's a lot of confusion out there on the internet about what you should do if police start asking you about your guns. Now that we have our idea established and we've built out that idea, we cannot forget about the packaging. Step number 3, level up your packaging. You may be the most qualified person in the world with the most compelling knowledge about your topic, but none of that matters if you can't get the viewer to click. One of the biggest mistakes I see business owners making with their YouTube videos is the quality of their titles and thumbnails. They are throwing up thumbnails they have spent 5 minutes thinking about, and they're putting together a title minutes before they launch their video. In order to create videos that transform your business and bring you millions of dollars in sales, you must level up your packaging. Notice this video. The combination of the thumbnail and the title combine to create curiosity. By having a first-person point of view thumbnail, where you have a police officer staring at what looks like you standing there at the front door, and then you see the wording beneath him, "We won't ask again," almost like a caption. What does that do? That creates intrigue, it creates fear, and it certainly creates curiosity. And then it makes you want to look down at the title. The title then complements the thumbnail by providing the solution for the viewer. So you see the intrigue, the curiosity, and the fear in the thumbnail, but then we look at the title. What does it say? 5 tips whenever cops want to see your guns. How do we know the packaging worked? Because look here, within the first hour, we see a click-through rate of almost 18%. And if we look at the views, we had over almost 600,000 views within the first 24 hours. Although your channel may have a different type of viewer looking for different things, if you spend the time to analyze and research other channels in your niche, you can begin to level up your packaging, and as you do so, you'll find that not only will you receive more views, but more importantly, you'll have the right views, and it's going to make you more money for your business. But if you get the click and then you fall apart when you start talking, it won't really matter. Which brings us to step number 4, writing a killer hook that gets people watching. All of our hard work will be for nothing if we don't reassure the viewer that they made a good choice on clicking your video. So many business owners running a YouTube channel put absolutely no thought into how they're going to start their video. They just push record and they start talking, and then they go on and on. And then they don't understand why people don't watch. For this video, notice how I immediately affirmed the title and the thumbnail in the first few seconds of the video.
Can you refuse a police officer if he demands to see your guns? Well, it depends. We're going to look at 2 different situations. One, if a police officer or an ATF agent shows up at your front door and he demands...
Then I provided the viewer a precise structure of the video and what their payoff will be if they continue to watch the video, all within the first 15 seconds of the video. Let's listen.
Or an ATF agent shows up at your front door and he demands to see your guns. Number 2, we're going to look at a situation where if you get pulled over for a traffic stop and now a police officer wants to search your car.
And finally, for the final step in the framework, step number 5. Follow a video format that works over and over and over again. This may seem obvious to you, but you cannot just go rambling on and on after your hook. Unfortunately, so many business owners do this on their YouTube channels. It is critical to follow a format that has been proven to work over and over again so that you can keep your viewer watching. My solution? The listicle. In other words, break up your content into lists. Maybe it's 5 tips, 3 mistakes, 5 ideas. By doing this, maybe you've got your content, you have a certain number of points you want to make, then you say what it is, tips, mistakes, ideas, and then you're letting the viewer know, number 1, what to expect, what's coming down the road, and that you are the expert, that you are going to provide lots of value. For example, look how many videos on this channel, Hampton Law, are based on listicles. Look at the top performing videos. We're literally talking about videos 4.5 million, almost 2 million views, 1.2 million, 1.3 million. You're talking about videos that are 5 tips, 5 favorite tricks, 5 ways to outsmart, 5 tips to stop, 3 tips if the cops, 12 lies. You're going down the list of listicles as some of the highest performing videos. When you put it all together, what do you get? The Hampton Law channel now creates consistent video performance, and it creates an additional $2 million a year for that particular law firm. Now, if you're a business owner, I have to ask you, what is holding you back from either starting your YouTube channel or posting your next video? I want to provide you a free resource. Look down in the description below, and I'm going to give you a quick start guide on how to start creating your first videos right now. But what if you have a small channel? Does YouTube still work for you? Is it possible to make $5,000, $10,000, or maybe as much as $30,000 a month for your business with a very small YouTube channel? Check out this next video where I break down exactly how you can do it. See you over there.